11:40 at night. One bulb over the kitchen table. Everything else dark. Rain on the glass. A thin drizzle. The kind that never builds into a storm. The notebook is open. It cost 98 cents. The pen is older than the notebook. You write one line. Green tea, store brand. $2.30. You draw a small box around the number. You always draw the box. Then you sit. You don't move. You listen to the gutters fill, one drop at a time. You close the book at 11:44. You have closed it around this time. At this table. For 31 years. There are two of you. There is the man the street knows, the gray coat with the mended cuff, the bicycle with the patched tire, the one who brings his own bags and waits until 8, when they mark the bread down to half. And then there is the number, the one only your accountant has ever seen. 7 figures. The first digit is not a 1. Nobody who waves to you in the morning would believe it. That was the whole design. You spent a life making sure no one ever could. You are not hiding it out of shame. You are hiding it because the day they find out, the man in the gray coat dies. And you have grown fond of him. Here is how you got here. Age 9. Your grandmother, Aiko, sat you at a table like this one. A different notebook. She slid it across the wood and said, "Write down the candy." You wrote it. 12 cents, she nodded slowly, the way people nod at a confession. She saved a third of a cleaner's wage for 40 years. When she died, there was more in a biscuit tin under her bed than your father earned in a decade. He never knew. She only told you. She said it was not money. She said it was a wall between you and other people's mistakes. Age 23. First real job. $1,800 a month. Before you paid for anything, you took $300 off the top and hid it from yourself. You lived on the rest. You called it the cup. Small, but no holes. Age 26. They offered you a raise. $400 more a month. You took it and changed nothing about how you lived. The whole raise went into the cup. Your friends bought cars. You bought time. Age 31. The cup filled so often you needed somewhere to pour it. You opened the first account, then a second. You never bought yourself a bigger cup. You just kept pouring the same small one, over and over, for years. Age 40. The market fell. The men at work who earned twice your wage went pale at their desks. You had 2 years of living costs in cash and a list, 10 years long, of things you had wanted and never bought. You bought them then. Cheap. Quiet. While everyone else was selling. Age 52. The accountant phoned to say the number had crossed a line most people only read about. You said thank you. Then you asked what the tax would be and whether there was a way to pay less of it. The day you became the thing people chase their entire lives, you were standing in this kitchen, in your socks. You did not open a bottle. You did not phone a soul. There was no one to phone who would have understood what the number meant or what it had cost. You made tea. Store brand. You wrote it in the book. $2.30. You drew the box around it. Then you rinsed the cup, set it on the rack, and turned out the light. Here's what nobody tells you about catching every single drop. The discipline does not switch off when you finally win. It can't. It was never a tool you picked up and could set back down. Somewhere along the way, it stopped being something you did and became the shape your hands had grown into. You are wealthy now. You will still wait for the half-price bread. Not because you have to, because 40 years ago it quietly stopped being a choice. You spent your life sealing the holes in the bucket. What no one warned you is that some of the holes were in you. The ones that let joy leak in. You sealed those just as carefully. You were good at it. You were the best there was. There was a woman, Mara. She never wanted your money. She didn't know about it. She wanted you to book the flight without writing the price in the book first, to order the second coffee, to not go quiet when the bill arrived at the table. She used to say you held every dollar like it was the last clean water on earth. You did. You still do. She left on a Tuesday in October. You know the exact date because you balanced the ledger that same night, out of habit, your hands moving while the rest of you sat empty. Thine soul. Columns came out even. Everything you touch comes out even. That is the trouble with a cup made of steel. Nothing ever leaks out, but nothing gets in either. Aiko built a wall to keep the mistakes away. You built the same wall. You just forgot to leave a door in it. You have enough money to walk out the front door tomorrow and never count again. And you have spent 31 years training yourself, with great success, to want absolutely nothing. The vault is full. You forgot the combination on purpose, a long time ago. So it is 11:40 again. The one bulb. The rain that refuses to become a storm. The notebook lies open to a clean line. You could write anything tonight. A flight to somewhere warm. A gift, sent with no occasion. A second coffee, ordered 10 years too late. The pen is in your hand. You write green tea, store brand. $2.30. You draw the box. Outside, the rain keeps falling. On the just. On the leaking. On the careful. Your cup is full. It has been full for years. You sit a while in the dark, listening to all that water you will never need, and you wonder, for the first time in a long time, what it was you were keeping it for.